I did not ever plan on making a living spreading music. I mean, it was just like something I did because I loved it. It was my calling. I was astounded that I could be paid to do this. And I always felt like I'd pulled some kind of trick on the world. I still do in a weird way, because all I do is music. The ultimate music job, which is to go out and find music that you love and sign it to a label, help them make the records, and then present the music to the world. Basically, artists aren't businessmen. They need people to help them find their way into ways to continue doing this. Around 1978, when I was writing for a newspaper in Austin, I became friends with Stevie Ray Vaughan and wrote some stories about him. And 5, 6, 7 years went by before anybody else outside of Texas really heard about him. And I used to get really upset, thinking like, why is it taking so long? Or how's he gonna keep doing it if he doesn't get popular? And like, he might give up. But what you learn is there is no timeline on that kind of thing. In spreading the joy of music, you might find something in a really very, very infantile stage. But if you believe in it enough and you believe in fate enough, which I do, you just have to hope against all hope sometimes that it will eventually become big. My greatest contribution to the music world was in finding people that I really loved, who I didn't think had really gotten the attention or the success they should have, and getting other artists to record their songs. And the first time I did it was with this great San Francisco artist named Skip Spence, who'd been in a band called Moby Grape, had gone psychotic, and when he got out of Bellevue Hospital, made a record called Or, and then disappeared into the streets for 30 years. 20 years after he made Or, we made a record called More Or, which we took every song on the record and got an artist to record one of those songs. People from Robert Plant to Tom Waits to Beck, to all these incredible artists. And that brought Skip back into the world. That, it gave him a little hope. Unfortunately, he died before the record came out. But, he knew that artists had cared about him enough to do that. In fact, they played him the record in the hospital, and when they finished playing the tape, he died. But I know that it gave Skip some peace that people had known his music. But since then, he's had a whole new resurgence of popularity, and the record that he made was reissued, and there's some consciousness of Skip Spence that had never been there. I think as we go on in life, we want to be recognized, and we want to feel like we have reason to be on the earth, and we want to feel like we're giving back, because I think that makes us feel worthy. So all those things, you might sort of put all those things together, and some of that might be ego, but I do believe that the truest calling is when you are giving back. And that's what I've always tried to maintain in what I do.